Welcome to the Cherry Picker After Dark, the Patreon exclusive of the horror movie podcast where we like to kill people, but not really. I'm your host, Zach Cherry. With me as always is...
Just me.
Yeah, just unfortunately.
I didn't have a line ready. There's so much to prepare.
I know.
You'll see.
I know. And this is we've done this so many times now, but this is our Survivor Final Girls 2. We did the first one 2 months back, and we already did 3 seasons of Scream Survivor. So, you know, we love horror movies, and we love Survivor as well. Well, I do. You're warming up to it, yeah.
I didn't know what it was until we did the first episode.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now it's. I mean, I knew what it was, but I had never seen it, and then I watched it, and I'm in the loop.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And essentially, we're just taking two wonderful things and we're melding them together for the podcast.
That's right.
Of course, this is a Patreon exclusive, so this is available, the full episode at least, to anyone who is subscribed at my Patreon on the Freddy Krueger tier. You'll get access to all previous Cherry Picker After Darks, which include all the other survivors. And it's just a really great way to give back to the podcast and support us if you have been enjoying what you've been watching or listening to. But for everyone else, if you are just watching this on YouTube, this is going to be a free preview that, you know, will show you who's playing this season. We'll do the first couple of challenges, and then at that point you can decide if you want to keep watching. But either way, every little bit of support is appreciated, and even if you're not supporting, thank you for watching. You know, we love having you here. We love that you're watching and listening week in, week out. But having said that, Edward, do you want to introduce us to the ladies of Survivor Final Girls 2?
I would love to.
Awesome.
All right. In this corner, we have... I'll just read their names.
Well, let's go through each one individually and just talk about them like we did before. Okay. So who's first?
Up first, we've got Maxine Minx of X.
Soon to be Maxine, coming out July 5th.
Right.
What are her stats?
At social, we have corroborated that she is at a 6. At physical, she is a 9. And at strategy, she is an 8.
Yeah. Because we were, I guess, the low social, we were afraid that she might kind of be standoffish. If
she's not feeling it on a particular day, if she's in a bad mood and she hasn't had any, chickens or any
lemonade,
any wins, if she's not the center of attention, maybe, who knows?
She didn't get her cigarettes and
yeah,
beer.
Oh boy, yeah, that could be a big one for her. She could,
or she wakes up. She wakes up in the shelter and there's like an old lady touching her. I could throw her for a loop. I can see because last season we designated Lila Loomis of Psycho as sort of like the villain of the season. I think that Maxine might have the most potential to be a villain on this season.
She might. We'll have to see who she's working with.
We'll see how it goes. No promises. It could be someone else. Who do we got next?
Up next, we've got Alice Hardy of Friday the 13th OG. Her social stats are 8, her physical are 7, and her strategy 6.
Yeah, I think that we, because we were kind of contemplating, I think you had a higher physical, but I had to remind you of just the scrappy little fights with Mrs. Voorhees and how she got her ass kicked so many times, and then the strategy behind, like she threw a bundle of yarn at her at one point, was it?
Yeah, I just admired her resilience though, because to take a beating like that and then still win the night, good for her.
She's got a lot of resilience, but at a certain point, it's just like you've got them unconscious, tie them up or kill them,
or stab
dead.
the fucker.
Essentially do the Sam Carpenter Scream 6.
Oh yeah.
We don't.
Or 5 Cream.
Well, no, I was more so thinking when what's his face was unconscious for a few minutes. And
she
put on the robe and all that. Yeah.
Or just come rushing out and just
Yeah.
Stab the fuck out of
Yeah.
them. Yeah, whatever, yeah.
Oh yeah, we're not. I forgot because we did this last season. We're not doing the zodiac signs because I just didn't have time. And if I think of something, maybe, but
It's going to come up. It always does.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
Up next, we have Diane Freeling, the mother from Poltergeist. At social, we have 10. Physical, an 8. And strategy, 6.
Well, six is average. It's good.
It's above the halfway point. Like,
And-
she's still, yeah.
I think the only reason that she doesn't have like a higher strategic score because like in the movie, it's mostly other people kind of
Uh-huh.
coming up with the ideas, calling the shots. She's up for the challenge when it's
Right.
there, and she
Has an open mind,
Yeah,
yeah.
she goes for it. So it's just a matter of aligning with people that are more strategic than her, but in a way that they're still beguiled by her charms and
Yeah, she's also letting another entity kind of like slide her child across the kitchen room floor and laughing about it. Like, that's not.
Well, that's before we knew, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
weird.
it
Yeah.
tells you something though. Like, no sixth sense going on. No spidey sense tingling.
All right.
So there she is. Up next, we've got Emerald Haywood of Nope. At social, we've got a 9. Physical, 9. Strategy, 7.
I mean, I watched this movie for the second time just the other night to see it again, and we were talking about this before. I have no fucking idea what's going on in this movie, and every character mumbles. Like it's already like a very confusing plot, and then it's harder to like just understand what anyone is saying. But
You need the subtitles.
Yeah, you kind of brought up the point that like she is sort of like the last line of defense, and by the end of the movie, she's the one that kind of comes out saving the day. Although the thing that stuck out to me the most was her social. What would be her social game?
Yeah, I think she definitely, as a character, maybe deserved a different movie. I don't know about better, because I actually got more out of the movie this particular screening. I was like, oh, I think I know what this is about now, but there you go. Up next, we've got Linda McKay from Hollow Man. Her social skills are a 7. Her physical is an 8. Her strategy is 4.
Is there anything you want to say about Linda? What do you mean it's the only one you agree with? We
The strategy, like, I'm like, it should be that low. I caved for the social and the physical being as high as they are. I mean, she survives the movie, but I feel like it's just because she's surrounded by people who are bigger idiots than she is. But
well, there's that elevator shaft that like she's
hanging from it.
And that. It's like took off part of her arm.
It doesn't even register with me because the energy is so action movie by that climax.
Yeah,
that it's like there is no pain.
He like
Extreme.
Took her head and smashed it into the metal pole, and she just got right back up.
I just keep seeing her slink her way onto the balcony. I'm just
the hips sway like
yes, the hips in separate time zones, and swinging back and forth.
They're like the San Andreas like the plates. Just like, but then she's on the balcony and she's sort of like she's leaning back and her chest is like pushed out in Kevin Bacon's face. She's just like, like. We're a good team. Like, basically, like, we're going to fuck tonight. And then he takes the signal. And then she's like, not like that. So it's one of those. So maybe her social score should be lower.
Now you're rethinking it. It's in stone. We have it in stone. She's a 7.
No, we can change it. We'll say 6.
We'll say 6? Okay.
Yeah, let's say 6.
Okay, so Linda McKay's social skills are a 6. Because also she's such a huge reason that so much of that shit goes down in that movie. Enabling.
Oh my god. Well, that's her low strategy as well.
Yeah. I also like. Okay, whatever. I got a 6. Thank you. We're moving on to Karen Barclay of the original Child's Play film, whose social skills are a 9, her physical an 8, and her strategy a 7.
7, yeah.
She's a passing student. She got a good report card.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I don't have any notes at this point.
No, yeah.
We'll
Just an
see how
endearing
she
character
goes.
who
You know,
comes
maybe
through.
she'll end up with. We've got a lot of moms this season, so maybe she'll do well if she aligns with some of them. Who's next?
Up next, we've got Gemma, just Gemma of M. Thregan. Her social skills are a 3. Her physical are a 7. And her strategy, mere 5. Because, 50-50 chance that she might come up with something that works and that she might just fuck it all up.
I didn't. That's the thing, because we kind of collaborated on all of these except for this one, because I don't have this movie and I wasn't gonna watch it again. So I'm just
and I've seen it too many times.
Yeah, just Edward, already, you do the homework for me. All I'll say is that this might have been more interesting if it was Rose Armitage instead. Just like Allison Williams, but just a different character.
Oh my God, she's not a final girl though.
No. Well, maybe one season we'll do Survivor villains.
Heavies, yeah, I'd like that.
Survivor heavies, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next.
We'll find a word that kind of encompasses everybody who we allow to play. All right. After that, we've got Miss Mia Allen of the Evil Dead remake or requel or whatever you want to call it. It's kind of got its hand in everything. But anyway, the 2013 one. Social skills, a 6, because, physical, a 10, because,
Yeah.
And strategy, an 8, because,
Well, she full on just rips her hand off to get out of that. That's a physical feat.
She has to deal with that thing going up her leg, and that'll end the sentence there. She can withstand a fucking hell of a lot. I think she's got the strategy. She knows what's going on. It's just that if she had a better social score, that's the thing. It's just characters who know what is happening, but just can't quite can get Rally
through to the other
troops.
people. Yeah.
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 Poor Mia. Been through so much. But yeah, physical 10 aces. All right. Eloise Turner is up next from Last Night in Soho. Her social skills, a 9, which we'll continue to examine as we kind of
because I said it could fall anywhere between a 5 and a 10. It just depends on the energy of the people around her. So if she's with on a tribe of just a lot of final girls who have low social scores, if she's around a lot of Jocostas or shit like that, she's gonna be in a bad social place. If she's around people that are uplifting,
if she's around moms, if she's surrounded by moms,
good mom energy, I think Gran,
so, we'll see. We'll see how how maternal these other players feel toward her. And then did I give everything else?
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay. Physical, a 6, and strategy, a 7.
Yeah.
All right, up next, it's I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Reisert?
Lisa Reisert.
Yeah.
Lisa Reisert of Red Eye, whose social skills are a 10, physical skills a 9, and strategy a 10. Because multitasking when you're running a hotel and running for your life.
running up all those stairs in the hotel. Well, I mean, she's a Craven final girl, and Craven final girls are the best final girls. But she, I mean, in terms of physical, it's not a perfect 10 because she does get knocked out by him on the plane.
Sure.
There's her dad ends up saving her at the end. From what I remember, but I mean, strategy. She's always strategizing. She's always thinking of her next move. So she's got it going in that category.
The next emergency exit, the next loophole she can just kind of jump through and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Up next, we've got Sarah Bailey from The Craft. Now, these scores, we discussed this, are based on Sarah Bailey's abilities sans magic. No magic allowed.
Not allowed to use it.
No powers.
If she is, she's disqualified.
Disqualified. Yeah. You're out.
Sarah Bailey,
so watch it. We've got social 7, physical 7, Strategy, 7. Straight C's across the board, just like me when I was in school. So there you go.
Very nice.
Thank you, public school system.
Yeah. Are you already kind of glomming onto one character now?
Always.
You relate to her, so yeah, okay.
Now that she has no powers, of course I do.
It's funny. She was. I mean, if I could give one zodiac, she was giving me a little Virgo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
because I was thinking, because like in the four of them, like each one kind of encapsulates a different element, and they say when they're on the beach and they're doing their thing, like hers was like Earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Nancy's a total Gemini, by the way.
Yeah.
But
and plus, you know what? Now that you mention it, like when Sarah's like kind of losing it, like because, I mean, it could all just be attributed to the fact that she's not in control. That's very Virgo. You know, like at the climax when they're all like doing their wicked stuff. I empathize with her more than I do
the other ones,
any other point in the movie, because it's like, not in control. You guys don't know how to do this correctly. Give me the power.
She's on the beach and she's just like, hail to the watch tower. Like she's just over.
Yeah, right.
Like, all right, I'll do your dumb little game for you, but this is how you do it.
I still have respect and loyalty for you, but guys, really? Anyway, okay, next. Miss Kim Hammond of Prom Night, OG, whose social skills are an 8, physical 6, and strategy 5. Wah, wah.
There's not like a lot to. Why did we even pick her? Because it's Jamie Lee Curtis, obviously.
Is it Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah, because she's. I mean, another character who doesn't know that they're in a horror movie really until like the last 3 minutes.
Oh yeah,
really.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see.
She has a deep emotional connection to her loyalty for her brother, so
yeah,
she's got things like that on her side, I guess.
Yeah.
Besides her, we have Mrs. Renee Lambert of Insidious.
Renai.
Renai. Like the Golden Girls when they all go out onto the lanai. The Renai Lambert.
No, I was just thinking of like she's a Renee, but like an Australian accent.
Oh, Renai. I like Renai Lambert. But okay, so she only from the first Insidious movie, just in case anyone's like wondering.
We're only doing movies that we've covered on episodes so far.
Yes.
Yeah.
So social abilities are rated an 8, physical a 5, because and strategy a 6, which actually feels kind of kind, but she's not a dummy, so. Yeah, there you go.
Well, unless you go by my headcanon of just the that her and the Lorraine was it, and Lynn Shay's character, whatever her name is, that they all planted the photos, like the drawings, in the kids' room.
In the kids' room, so Patrick Wilson would see it and change his mind. Yeah. But that's not canon. That's speculation.
That's headcanon. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it's not allowed. Not allowed. Up next, we've got Miss Laurie Campbell of Freddy vs. Jason, whose social skills are an 8, physical skills are a 5, and strategy is a 4. You want to take this one?
Well, I just think it's funny that her moment, like the line that we all know, it's just like, wait, Freddy was killed by fire. Jason by water. How can we use that? She's saying that and nobody's registered. I mean, I don't know if that's like she's dreaming at that point because it wasn't.
It's the dream.
But nobody's listening. I just thought it was like really funny that she's in her dream. She's very strategic. But
well, even the strat is like, well, how can we use that? And they.
No, well,
like
I mean,
they use it
Freddy.
They go back to Camp Crystal Lake.
Freddy,
like, there's water there.
It doesn't make any sense
fire.
because Freddy. In like when he's fighting Jason in the dream world, it's like, oh, you're afraid of water. But then at the end of the movie, it's like Jason's clearly like swimming around in the lake, and I mean,
for the entire
based
franchise,
on exactly.
Friday the 13th,
so what? But yeah, with Laurie, she's the ideas that she comes up with, like just like the harebrained, like okay, put me under so I can like. Be in Jason's dream and all that shit.
And she ends up getting cut up, laying on her back in a nightmare with Freddy over her, saying the most disgusting things. Yeah. It only got grosser in the remake. Okay. After that, we got Jade Kincaid, everyone's favorite from Bride of Chucky, whose social skills are a 5, her physical skills are a 4, and her strategy skills are a 3.
Yeah. Definitely not a good social player. Like she has a short fuse.
She's one of those final girls by default. Like she survives to the end because the writing allows it.
And it's also a final couple. But
Yeah,
there were certain things. I actually wanted a lower strategic score, but you made a case as to why she wouldn't be, because she can at least read the room if someone else she can follow someone else's strategy.
The least he could do is do a dish. Like she can. Oh, I get what you're doing. Okay, I'll jump on it. She won't come up with the strategy, but she can hop on if need be. We'll see if she does that in this.
And but there's like moments like when she took the knife out of Jesse's back and then just like threw it back over to Chucky. Like, come on, like do something. Like if there was no intervention there, like they would have been as good as dead. A lot of these final girls got lucky, and she's one of them. But not as much as
in the movies we covered.
Not as much as this next one.
Oh boy, okay. Yeah. Up next, we've got Miss Sarah Moyer from Halloween Resurrection, your favorite and mine. Her social skills are a 3. Her physical skills are a 5. She can jump on your back if need be and talk about who this is for. But in strategy, a 1. I know.
Yeah, well, we did because we've done the final girl rankings forever ago, and just like I'm pretty sure she was at the very bottom of the list. But every time I don't even watch this movie anymore. I just skim through it, and when her scenes come up, like if it's for things like this, and I get so frustrated by this character, and she's really like being like pumped up by like the script. And by Busta Rhymes, just like all these other people are bullshit. Like they're just clowns, whatever. You're the one that they're watching. Like you've got that it factor. She's got the X factor. Yeah, she's got the Maxine. and Sarah's just like, really, me? And he's like, yeah, it's the American dream, and like you're the one. You've got the skills, and she does nothing, and she's an idiot. She
screamed. She broke a light when she screamed.
No, and that's another thing, because they're like Tyra Banks is asking her like, what do you think drives people to murder? And her response is, well, it has something to do with upbringing. And it's like, okay, no, that's not Michael Myers. I mean, maybe like 5 years later in the Rob Zombie verse, but you know, for this Michael, like that's not the essence of his evil. So she's already miscalculating anything about him. They go into the house, they find like the high chairs, and she's already thinking like, oh, this is why he was, you know, turned into murder, because the parents abused him. They find the fucking fresh paprika and they're like, that's weird. She doesn't clock it. Like they're not thinking about like, this is obviously staged, obviously, and it takes her 2/3 of the movie to kind of like figure that out. Like she has no strategy. She's a personality, a bag of flour.
At best, she's reactionary. At best.
And let's not forget I was mentioning this earlier to you, when Deckard is like on the thing, and it's just like, hallway, don't scream.
No. There's no strategy. No. Even the instinct for survival is lacking. And here we're on Survivor, so how's she gonna fare?
Good luck.
Up next, we've got Ms. Kristen Parker of A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors only. So her social skills are a 9 because she can endear herself to other final girls. Her physical abilities are an 8, and this is without dream powers, but she can kind of hold her own and get through things if she needs to. And strategy, a 5, because, well, I mean, her strategy is her power. She pulls people into her dreams. So if she can't do that,
and it's not very strategic when like she's like constantly like the adults in this situation at the hospital, or like she knows that they don't believe in whatever. They're always trying to sedate her, when she's acting out.
Yeah.
So what does she do? She acts out. She goes at them with a scalpel and things like that. Like she's not using her brain in certain situations like that. But I did want to say for social, because like she's got a pretty high social score. But I think in an Eloise situation, that could also be very reflective on who she ends up with on a tribe. Like if she's on a tribe of just like bitches, I mean, not that anyone here is a bitch, but she kind of absorbs that energy, so it'll behoove her to probably end up with some good moms.
Yeah. But, and finally, we have from our was it our last one?
Our most recent episode, yeah.
Yeah, mute witness, Miss Billy Hughes, whose social skills are an 8, because she'll probably have to use a stick to write her words in the sand.
Didn't we say that we were giving her a?
Are we giving her a whiteboard? I'd like her to have one.
Well, I said that she should just have the thing that's like electronically is like, hello, my name is Billy Hughes.
But what's it going to be plugged into? Like, you can't. Is she going to carry a generator
battery,
around with her?
Yeah.
No, that's not Survivor. Just give her a whiteboard. It's fine. She can draw pictures too. It'll be adorable.
Yeah.
And physical, we have 9 because. Watch the movie. And strategy 9 because watch the damn movie.
Yeah.
So
well, you wanted to give her 10, but I reminded you of just like all the like how easily she was kind of flip-flopping back and forth on like, oh, can I trust the detective or whatever, even though he was like, I'm on your side, I'm trying to like play them off of each other and all this and that. But I mean, she's very crafty. Like I feel like she might be one. I mean, not that we're gonna go that far, but I feel like a character like Billy Hughes on the show would like make fake idols and stuff. If she can like use little squibs to fake her death, like she can get crafty and fake some other things.
Yeah, if her back's against the wall, she'll come up with something. So that's it.
That's our cast. Yeah. Before we find out which tribes they are on, though, I want to go back to my Patreon supporters and shout out these wonderful people who of the top tiers who, month after month give to the podcast, support my main channel and all that. So thank you to my Michael Myers supporters, Kyle Beard, Sam Levy, Khalil Young, Brady James, Ellie Hamouche, Shane Allingham, Tim McKay, Stephanie Starbright, Horror Slut 95, Sean Flanagan, Josh Carr, Michael Boswell, Brandy Beebe, Sean White, and then also the Ghostface tier, Eric Champney, Daniel Saturn, Tamika Jones, and Garrison Nichols. Thank you so much, all of y'all, for supporting. Again, you can head over to Patreon. It's patreon.com/ZachCherry, ZACKCHERRY. You can give back to the podcast. And I also want to thank Boy Cried Wolf, who is our editor, who has his work cut out for him with this one. But it's cool because we're taking the next week off, so there's a little bit of a reprieve. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
All right, we have divided the tribes up randomly through a generator on the internet, so there was no personal bias involved here. On the red tribe, we've got Emerald Haywood, Linda McKay, Diane Freeling, Mia Allen, Eloise Turner, and Kristen Parker. Right. They've got a combined social score of 49, physical 49, and strategic 37. On the yellow tribe, we've got Renee Lambert.
You're going to call her that the rest of the game, aren't you?
It's spelled Renai. How could you not?
It's pronounced Renee, but whatever, go on.
Well, isn't the James Wan, he's Australian, so maybe it's just...
Oh, Jesus
They're
Christ.
just like, her name's going to be Renai. Renai.
That's the new ho, 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 ho. Is our Australian going Renai?
Renai. So we got Renee, Karen Barkley, Sarah Bailey, Just Gemma, Lisa Reisert, and Jade Kincaid. They've got a social 42, physical 40, strategic 38. And then on the blue tribe, we got Sarah Moyer, Lori Campbell, Maxine Minks, Alice Hardy, Kim Hammond, and Billy Hughes. They got a combined social 41, physical 41, strategic 33. So looks like our strongest tribe physically right now is red.
Right now, yeah.
Strongest socially, even though that doesn't really matter at this point. I mean, unless that means that they're getting along well, is also red.
Sure.
And I guess the yellow and red are pretty even strategically. Like it's off by 1 point.
Yeah.
And then it seems like blue is just blue's the shit
Is
tribe
that
right now.
Blue is that girl? Yeah.
Blue is the unfortunate tribe this season here. All right. So, tribes are decided. We are now on the beach. Everyone's coming together. We're going to do our first challenge or reward. Race to shore. Castaways must collect supplies from onboard a large carrier ship and jump into their respective tribe-colored boats. Below, once they get to shore, they must hook their boat and untie a torch before lifting someone up high enough to ignite it with a fire pit 15 feet above the ground. The first tribe to light their torch wins a fire-making kit, while the second tribe receives flint. This is a physical challenge. So the red is obviously winning this.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, and look at that. I forgot to make another extra idol because I forgot we're playing with 3 people this time. So I'll just use the individual one. But we have to figure out of yellow and blue who's coming in second here.
I mean, is it wrong if I just flat out say yellow? Like, just based on the stats right now?
I'm just trying to think of like who could be lifted up high enough to light the thing. So I don't know. I mean, because like physically, yellow is actually weaker. Yellow has 40. Blue has 41.
That's true. I just saw that. Looking at it.
So,
okay, so
just a matter of how well are these. Does this challenge require a lot of communication? They're getting supplies from the carrier ship. Like everyone's yelling at each other. How much strategy is involved in this? So I think social is probably more of a component here, and I think that with yellow being a little bit more social, they would probably fare better.
And physical.
Yeah.
Well, not physical.
Well, they're actually
lower physical, but they're higher social.
Yeah, that I think that they'd probably do much better here. You've got Billy over there like just writing on the whiteboard, being like, "What do I grab?" All right.
Okay, so we have yellow for the win of the flint, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So now they're all back at camp. They've all gone to their individual campgrounds. This is the fun part. Alliances are going to be formed here. We got to see who's going to be working with who. Let's start with our losers. Let's start with blue. Wow. I have a feeling that Maxine is going to have absolutely no patience for Billy.
Or Sarah, because she thinks she's something special and she just doesn't have that X
That's true.
factor.
It's just like, but the thing is like that. I don't know if they would clash in that regard because Sarah doesn't like Maxine has the X factor and she knows it and she wants it. Whereas Sarah, if she does have the X factor, which I think is just a complete misread on Busta Rhymes' part, she doesn't want it. She doesn't want to have anything to do with it. So I don't actually think that there would be a rivalry there unless someone else was just like, yeah, Sarah could really, give you a run for your money, and I can't see anyone lying to either of them at that point in the game.
It's a little early, unless it was Wes just stirring the pot. Well,
Wes is our Jeff Probst stand-in.
Yeah, and if Wes is just kind of like, and obviously some of you have the X Factor, like Sarah Moyer here, and Max, and they just got a reaction cam of Maxine going. But that doesn't need to happen.
Yeah, I can see Alice being, good with Maxine because they're both of like a similar time period.
Right.
They're, Alice, she's not as, we'll say like free-spirited in terms of just like drug use or any of that, but like once someone breaks out the marijuana,
yeah,
she's down for it. So I feel like they would kind of get along in that way.
Okay.
But I don't think that anyone would like really have an issue with Billy other than Maxine. I just see Maxine getting really impatient with like, we've got to like, she doesn't talk. Because remember how annoyed Maxine was with Jenna Ortega?
Oh, that she didn't talk, right?
Well, she could, but she just barely talked. So
yeah.
She would just be like, I don't like her.
And I could even see like Maxine like having a low tolerance for somebody like Lori, who's so just kind of idealistic, and what we had was special, and just like because we're early in the game. She's not getting to welcome to my world, bitch, yet. Like she's still just gonna like, hi everybody, hi, I'm so happy to be here on our Survivor team, and I can see Maxine just kind of rolling her eyes at that. I think Kim would get along well with Alice for the similar reasons to Alice and Maxine, just in terms of like the period and their age, and they're just kind of like of a very similar world at that particular point. Teaching them disco dance moves.
No, totally. It's I don't know where. I mean, I could see like Lori. Like that's the thing. Like I feel like most of these people would probably be getting along. I feel like Maxine is the one that's just like, I don't like you and I don't like you. And everyone else is just like, I'm so glad to be here right now.
Sure, it's early.
Sarah might be kind of like the odd one out just because she's just like,
she might just be quiet and agreeable, maybe. Yeah.
It's
the only
hard
reason
to,
she's here.
It's hard to
because
say.
She was told by a producer the night before that she's got something special about her. So
I don't know where everyone stands, but I feel like Maxine and Alice for sure, and Kim might be a number there too. It's just a matter of like who would they bring in who would kind of be, like the one to kind of break the tie if they were got to that point. All right. Yellow Tribe.
Interesting. We got
very
moms.
Interesting. We've got the moms are gonna bond absolutely. Renai and Karen and I feel like at this point, like Gemma's probably the black sheep. She's gonna be the one that's might be a little bit more difficult.
She won't understand the warmth that's coming from Renee and from Karen towards the rest of the group because she has no maternal instincts. And Jade, oh my God, Jade. I feel like what do you think Jade and Sarah might be like? Their energy off of each other. I can't tell if that's.
I think that character. I have a feeling that Sarah and Lisa will probably bond because they're kind of very even tempered in that way. Like you get them together and they might just like hit it off as friends really quickly. And they would probably also glom towards the mom. So I feel like Jade and Gemma would probably be kind of, whether or not they get along or not, they're just sort of like at this point, they're there.
I can see them trying to make conversation. Like Gemma's going into all this tech speak, and Jade's just kind of like,
Yeah.
You know, it's just grinning and nodding and
Yeah.
not
I
really
feel
feeling
like
it, but doesn't want to be alone.
Yeah, maybe Jade would have some connection with Sarah potentially, but how long would that
Maybe.
last? You know?
Yeah, I don't know, because Jade, we never saw her interact with any female friends, so I don't know, like,
Well, at the
if she's
beginning,
got mean girl energy going on or what. You know?
and the thing was like with Sarah at the beginning, like she was sort of, in with. It seemed like she was like on her way up to being popular until what's his face spread that rumor about her,
Right.
and then they are all just like, no, we don't like her. And Jade, yeah, it's hard to say. She's rich, clearly, but what good will that do you on the island?
I have a feeling Jade might remind Lisa of a lot of the, selfish debutantes she has to deal with, on the regular, who are just kind of like, Daddy's sending me to Paris this year. Great. Good for you.
Yeah.
But with never, incredible poker face.
Yeah.
So there's potential
totally.
for something there, some kind of like acrimony maybe later.
Yeah,
we'll see.
maybe.
It's early though. They're all sports.
All right, looking at Red now, I think that Eloise and Kristen will absolutely they'll glom to one another.
Yeah.
I think that they'll also Diane would be kind of
Yes.
in on that too.
Yes.
The mom energy there.
The warm mom energy, yeah.
Mia, what do you get in on Mia here?
I can see her making an effort because, the game calls for it. But I can't really see her bonding per se. Like Diane might take a warm bent toward her too and see kind of like a wounded bird kind of syndrome and just kind of want to mother her a little bit, but might also not want to favor anybody too quickly because mom energy. And I can see Emerald just keeping everybody laughing, but Mia I can see being maybe the most tentative.
I think that like Mia and Emerald would probably get on really well. That like basically they both got brothers. They've got
true.
common ground to bond over with that. So I can see that being a thing, perchance.
Okay. And they're both like these like kind of secret badasses at this particular point.
And
like
I
they
mean,
don't know how.
At this point, I feel like I could even see Linda just getting on with like, she, if anyone here, like she'd probably get on well with Diane for some reason. I can just see
Diane's going to get on well with everybody.
Yeah. But I feel like if there's people who are kind of gonna be like the leader or like, vie for that position, it's either going to be Diane, Linda, or Emerald. It's going to be one of those three. And I don't see them clashing at this point, but there might be a thing where the three of those, like those three might even come together and just be like, yeah, we're all like, really like powerful in our position here, that maybe they would be like, we're an alliance. But then you might have like someone like Diane being like, yeah, I got this alliance, but I also have this alliance here with these girls.
I can see Diane trying to
Eloise
give everybody the benefit of the doubt and see how things play out before they have to eliminate their first player.
I mean,
like,
and this is
cross that bridge until she gets to it.
Yeah, and this is a very like this social score is very high for this tribe. At this
they're
point,
gonna get on well.
So everyone's doing pretty well. It's like the potential issues are with Mia and Linda. With their not even average, or like, well, I guess average, but it's not below average social score. So I think that they're looking pretty strong right now. So let's take them to the immunity. Let's see what's going on here. So quest for fire. Tribes have a raft fitted with a fire cauldron and 2 torches. The tribes will use the torches to light a series of torches or walks, both on land and in the water. All members must have their hands on the raft at all times. The first two tribes to reach the finish win immunity. This is a physical challenge. I'm just thinking they must all have their hands on the raft. I'm thinking of poor Mia, who did she have her hand?
That is so. Oh my god, she could have a prosthetic.
Yeah,
by now. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The red tribe is obviously going to win this.
Yeah, highest physical
in terms
score.
Of the first
100%.
Highest physical score. I think that in terms of everything, like it's, again, it might come down to the fact because like both yellow and blue are very evenly matched in physical. They're also very evenly matched in social. So it's, it's like which one is stronger, sort of like who's working together better at this point. Is like who are the weakest links on yellow and blue? Because that's where the problem is going to come in.
As far as their connection, or as far as just their ability, and in what particular category?
Well, because it's one of those things where you're only as strong as your weakest player sometimes.
Okay.
And
so
if you have someone like physical, for like you've got 2 5s.
And we
whereas
got
you have one.
Jade is the lowest physical on yellow.
Well, Sarah
at a 4.
Or sorry, yes, 4, and then and Renee has 5. So they're both one is 9, one is 10 if you add those together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that probably I feel like the yellow would win this just because they're more cohesive. You've got like at least these 4 of like Renee, Karen, Lisa, and Sarah probably working really well together, whereas not everyone on blue has kind of found their footing with one another. So I can see this being a situation where blue would go to tribal first.
Yeah. Also, if I don't know, the greatest wedge I think we've drawn up until this point has been in blue between potentially Maxine and Billy. Everything else is just kind of like perspective, things to look out for, potential for the future. So if anyone's going to be the weakest, it's going to be the blue.
The thing is, I don't think that Billy would be the reason why they fail, because like she's a good physical player, so like she would understand the assignment because she can hear people, she can understand.
Absolutely.
So it would more so come down to like other players. So anyway, blue's going to tribal council. Okay. Where we've got to sort this shit out right now. So I don't think that, even if there is issue with Maxine and Billy, I don't think that it's bad enough that they're going to go after each other at this point. I think that they're probably just going to get rid of either Sarah or Lori. And it's just a question of which one is more of a liability at this point. Like who's...
Sarah's got the lowest score total out of.
Sarah's got the lowest, in terms of like. But I mean, this is a physical tribe. This was a physical challenge, and both Sarah and Lori have 5. So it's more. It might just come down to like the social aspect of it, and this is a tribe. If someone like Maxine is kind of like leading this alliance of like Alice and Kim. I don't know if she's really like Maxine is a 6 social, so she might be threatened by someone like Lori who has a higher social score than her.
But she might also recognize the fact that they're in the bottom right now, and the only way they're going to rise is if they continue as a tribe that is at its strongest, and if they keep people who are perceived as weak. She can't afford to be threatened. I think she might be more strategic than that. Don't let Pearl inform Maxine.
No, I understand. But what I'm saying is that they're physically right now, because most of these challenges, like right at this point, are going by physical strength. That, that could be a thing where just like both of them are expendable to the tribe mates, where they would look at, okay, do we want to keep someone like Lori around who, she could already start perceiving her as a threat in this area and get other people on board with that, because someone like Maxine is very strategic in that regard. Or is she gonna just be like, let's get rid of Sarah, who's like a pawn that they can easily manipulate, and just be like, you've got the X factor, we can, like she will just go along with whatever they say and not challenge anything. Whereas I feel like Lori might be more of a person that would challenge.
But if that's the case, isn't there an argument to be made that because she has a higher social score and a higher strategy score, she could make a better case for herself before they all go to this tribal?
She could definitely,
Sarah wouldn't. She wouldn't do a good job defending herself. She'd have to rely on them,
Yeah.
So...
Yeah,
it's
forever the drama is. What do you think that is gonna make the best drama? Because I can see someone like Billy just would rather vote out Sarah and keep Lori. But if this is like a power play here, like this is where I can see a thing starting where just
Maxine's
like, no, I don't
taking up space.
Yeah, if Maxine wants to kind of like run the show here. I think it's going to be Lori. I feel like it's one of those tribals where it's just like it's one or the other, and it's going to be, if like we were watching it on TV, it's like, oh, it's got to be Sarah. But I feel like Sarah's got like, a little bit more time.
There is more reality show drama if Sarah is the one to stay, like poor Lori. And also then there is a wedge driven between Maxine and Billy in terms of like Maxine exerting her influence. But, okay.
Lori it is.
Bye, Lori.
Bye, Lori. All right, now we're into our next episode. We're on a reward challenge again. Blind leading the blind. One castaway from each tribe would work as a caller, directing their blindfolded tribe mates in collecting puzzle pieces spread out in a field and returning them to their tribe's designated area. Once all of the items have been collected, gatherers can remove their blindfolds and begin working on the puzzle. The first two tribes who complete their puzzle win reward. This is communication and puzzle skills. We gotta have someone sit out on red and yellow.
Let me see who would,
and we also have to figure out who the caller is going to be for each tribe. I can see Maxine being the caller for blue.
Okay, blue. Call Maxine.
Yeah. The caller for yellow. I could see either being. I could see Renee. Well, I was gonna say.
Oh, really,
Renee?
Renee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the moms.
Sorry. It's
either Renee or Karen. I think Renee though. And the caller for red is it's gonna be Emerald. Yeah.
Yeah, I know she's not sitting out.
Yeah. I think that probably I can see Eloise sitting out and probably Jade,
Yeah, makes sense. Out.
Yeah.
Jade. Out.
Yeah.
Oops. Switched them. Okay.
Yeah. So this is probably social factor, so I think it's gonna go to red again. They're gonna win it, and at this point, it's probably yellow as well, unless we think that for some reason.
They might. No, there's no reason for them to.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at these people like Lisa, Karen, Sarah, and Gemma. Like they probably have a better handle on communication and being blindfolded than Alice, Kim, Sarah, Em, and Billy.
Yeah. I would judge just because Billy's used to doing without like one sense or other senses would be heightened, so she's probably. The blindfolded.
She's doing well. She's proving herself.
She's doing well.
Yeah, they know
she's not the whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's an asset.
Okay. Plus the dramas
Yeah.
in the blue team. So
Yeah, and I think that Maxine knows that too. It's just like we can't lose an asset. So, but yeah, they don't get the reward, unfortunately. So that's going to
Right.
take us to that gives them the fishing kits. But that'll bring us to our immunity challenge, which is United We Stand. Played in shallow water. Each tribe uses a platform attached to a long pole to transfer members of their tribe from one high platform to another. Once these teammates have reached the final platform, all members of the tribe must climb up to a smaller platform and fit onto the tower with their feet above the highest deck to win the challenge. This is a balance and physical.
Okay. Balance and physical. Well, okay. Who are we gonna have sitting out for this?
Because
one?
it can't be back to back. I think that for red, probably. Would they sit out? Who sat out already? Eloise?
Yeah, Eloise is the one who sat out the last one.
So it'll probably be
maybe.
Kristen.
I mean, I mean, she's. I can't stop thinking about her flipping, and I know that's Dream Her, but I feel like that must have come from somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe Diane would.
Okay.
Just to kind of let the girls do something,
sure.
you know? Because she could always come through later, and she wouldn't be threatened by, sitting out. She would do it for the good of the team later, because I think she knows she's in it for the long haul.
Renee
sits
out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Renee.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, she was the caller last
Yes.
time. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. So Renee. Here we go. Out. Cool.
So this is, still like we're physically strong with red, like any challenge, like they're winning, regardless.
Okay.
But there is a case to make, like, who would win first? Because you do have. Well, that's okay, yeah. Because then I don't want to like automatically say that blue is gonna lose this one, but if Renee is sitting out on yellow, that still leaves blue as a stronger team physically.
Right.
We do have to remember that, like, by a point, we do have Maxine and Billy, who are both very strong, and then Alice is also kind of bringing them up as well. So that could work in their favor. Yellow, we've got Lisa as the strongest team member, and then Karen as well. And then both Sarah B and Gemma are 7. Jade is 4. So it could be a case of just like yellow might actually lose this one just because they are a little bit weaker.
Yeah, I agree.
Physically.
So
it's gonna be them. It's gonna be yellow. All right, before yellow goes to tribal council, we did have someone find a hidden immunity idol, and that person was Eloise. The internet randomly decided, so way to go.
Ooh.
Eloise. She's got a hidden immunity idol. All right, now we're at tribal council with yellow. So we've got Renee and Karen. They're firmly united as moms.
Yes.
We already decided Lisa and Sarah B were together in this game, and that those 4 were also made up this larger alliance within the yellow tribe, which kind of put Jade and Gemma on the outs. So Jade performed in the challenge. Gemma sat out. This might be a thing. Is it going to come down to challenge like how well they did, or is it going to come down to social skills at this point? Because I think that, it might actually be more of a social thing. In which case,
social scores
Gemma has 3, Jade has 5, so
5,
Jade is just a little bit higher. That characters like Karen, she's just like, you've dealt with Chucky before, I know that we're bonded that through that at least. Whereas like Gemma's like
with a doll,
you dealt with Thregan, so
I can really see like Gemma like shooting herself in the foot even with that though. Like when Karen's just kind of like, I mean, it really hurt me that I brought the doll into the house, but once I knew that it was, a problem, I did the best I could to take care of it, because that's what us moms do, right? And Gemma going like, right. I mean, I invented mine, and technically she's not my daughter, but we bonded, just like I can see Karen's face falling. So yeah, Gemma would probably shoot herself in the foot.
Yeah.
So
Karen's kind of like in charge of Yellow right now.
Yeah.
It seems that way, yeah.
The way it should be.
All right, goodbye, Gemma. Anyway, that is going to be it for the YouTube preview. Again, if you want to watch the full video, as well as all of the other seasons of Survivor that we've done, as well as all of the other Cherry Picker After Dark episodes, head over to my Patreon, .com/ZachCherry. Support us over there. We have a lot of bonus content there for you to enjoy, and we appreciate, giving the love back. So thank you very much. And we'll be back not next week, but the week after that with...
Yeah.
Do you remember what it is?
No.
It's the Strangers Pray at Night.
Oh, that's right. Pray at Night. The second one. Yeah.
That's right. Thing. All right. Thank you for watching, listening, and